Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Before starting my video, if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please do, and do not forget to turn on notifications because I'm sharing every week great contents for you. Alright, in this lesson we will continue with our user role controller. Alright, first of all, let's add our private read-only generic service user role list remodel. Once we jump our intermediate level project, we will get rid of these variables user role because we're going to use automapper user role update remodel, and this automapper will make life much more easier. Okay, user role service. Let's generate our constructor. Perfect. All we need to do is was user roles user role service get all items where ID must be, but we don't have any ID. It means, guys, we didn't fill our models yet. Let's have a look and check. List remodel is empty. Okay, let's go back our entity and get our user. Let's not user, sorry, user role. Let's copy all of them. User role list view model, and let's switch these list remodels as well. Perfect. Let's check our user and roles all navigated with auto include. So we have user role, but we passed the role. Let's add role as well. Role config. You can add much more configurations, guys. I'm not adding too much because it's gonna make our lesson hours too many. Entity type configuration for role, implement the interface, builder dot navigation for role name. Okay, sorry, there is a mistake here, I guess. So we have user roles no name. Okay, let's get back our user role config. We add role, but we didn't add users. Okay, so I'm gonna delete the role config then. We don't need it. Okay, let's save everything. Let's get back user role. Both of them are added. Now I'm going to go back to my controller. ID must be equal comes from parameter. Alright. The ID, and should I add a to list? Let's have a look. This is enumerable. Let's make to list, and let's send these user roles to the view. Let's create our razor view. Add. Perfect. Now I'm waiting my page to be created. Perfect. Let's add our model list user role. It's get crazy again. Let's close and open again. Where is my view? Where's my user role? Perfect. Get user roles. All right. So I'm going to bring a table. Let's get the table from here. User roles. So we're going to have an ID. We're going to have the username. All right. Let me think a little bit. So we're going to list the roles, right? So all we need to do is ID. Actually, just say role name. Okay, role name, and I don't want to see the ID, role name, and manipulation. The role name is going to be enough, I think. Let's give role dot role name, and I don't want an ID. And we have update and delete. No, it's going to be just remove. Okay, remove role. So let's delete this section. Okay, what is our remove role from user? Okay, let's get back here. The action is going to be remove role from user. ASP controller is user role, and we're going to send ID, and let's say remove. Okay, the button color is red with warning. Oh, sorry, danger. Okay, should I use create role? I'm gonna put this button to the upside, and I'm going to create an input here actually, but should I make it in a partial view? Okay, just for a second, let's put command line in it and let's see it is going to work or not. Now I'm going to link this page to my user list. Let's get back our user, I mean admin user list. So all we need to do is once we click this button for roles, user role controller will be triggered, and this controller will run get user roles action method, and we're going to send the ID. Let's run the application and let's see the result, if it's going to work or not. If we get an error, we will come back, put some breakpoints, and try to find the errors. This is our user list. We have two users. Let's click the roles for Michael. We got problem. Woohoo! All right, let's log out now. I'm gonna disable the exception handler to see error messages in development mode. I'm just waiting. Let's log in. Let's go user list. Let's click the role. All right. So what is the problem? Role list. Okay. There is a model problem. Role list. Okay. This is get all roles. User roles. Yeah, it is going to be user role list view model. Let's cut this namespace and edit with imports. Now I think it is going to work. We're able to see our role list, user list, roles, but we couldn't get any role here. So what is the problem then? Let's put a breakpoint. Where is my controller? Just click from here. Alright, let's put a breakpoint here. Let's go back, send again. We send ID 11. Alright, we are moving. Items we received. Let's have a look. We received, yep, 2 user role. Let's jump to the end. Item list view model. Perfect. We have 2. Let's continue. It is interesting. So we have problem in our CS/HTML file. Let's have a look. Okay. Item in model. User role list view model. It's really interesting. Get user roles. Where's my controller? Get user roles. Get user roles. I'm gonna try one more time. Put breakpoint here. Let's send again. It's interesting. Oh my god, it's interesting. Just when I checked, we had it. User list role. Let's 11. F11. Alright. Continue. We have count to 11. Let's continue. Get all items. Where? Okay. The problem is we select item ID. We need to check with the user ID. Okay. User.id must be equal the ID because this is a user ID. Okay. Let's run the application. But make more sense, let's change it. User ID. Let's go back our user list view model. And it is going to be user role. Yep. User ID. Okay. Let's run the application one more time. Now hopefully it is going to work. User list. Continue. Here we go. Roles. Run the application again. Admin. Yeah. Let's get back our user list. Let's have a look. This one, this is, and the other one has member. All right. Now let's add a small window here, small input section, and let's add some role to the user. Let's log out. Okay. Save everything. Close all tabs. Minimize everything. Okay. Let's go back our user role controller. Add role to user. Perfect. All we need to do is call user role service, create item, and we need a user role create view model request, right? Okay. So this is going to be HTTP post. Should I need any HTTP GET section? I'm just thinking. add role to user. I think we don't need it. Let's keep it for a second, just HTTP post. So I'm gonna send user role create view model request. All right, I'm gonna send this request here and return redirect to action. The action is going to be get user roles. The controller is user role. Anything else should I add? Let me think a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna create a partial view for this section because I want these two in one page. Let's get back our view. User role. I'm gonna create a folder here. I'm gonna say partials. Let's create a view which is empty. I'm gonna say here it is going to be, let me see, add role to user. Add role to user. Let's delete everything. Okay, now I'm gonna use this button, but not here. Let's cut it and at this section. Let's get back our. Okay, all we need to do is I'm gonna add a partial view here. Of course, I'm going to use talk helpers. The root is going to be view slash user role slash partials slash add role to user.cs html. This is the path for the our partial. The model is going to be, let me think, the model is going to be new user role create view model. Alright, this is the model which is going to be empty user role create view model. Actually, this is exactly equal our HTTP get empty action method result, but we just define it in our partial view. So it is going to be run, it is going to run this partial, and we're going to have here model user role create view model, and we're going to have a form here. Okay, do we have any form as a ready? Let's have a look our category create. Okay, let's copy this one. Paste. Okay, the action, actually why don't I add ASP action here? Okay, the action is use, what was the action name? Add role to user. Method is the post. You can add controller as well. Let's add it. ASP controller is going to be user role. Okay, input text. Is it going to be text? Actually, I can do a drop down, but first of all, let's add just ID, then we going to switch it a drop down. Let's make it run first, then we make it better. Okay, I'm gonna make it number ASP4 Let me think. Role, is that empty again? Let me have a look my models. We model user role. Wait. Okay, of course it's empty. All I need is user ID. Actually, all I need is, yeah, user ID and role ID. Let's copy. Let's delete it. Control S. Okay. Let's get back our user controller. No, here. Okay. This is going to be for role ID. So we're going to give a role. It's going to add it automatically to the user. And we're going to send our user ID as a hidden. Input type hidden ASP4 user ID. We need to give the value. Let me think, because this is an empty user role create view model. Okay, let's get back here. So we can add user ID here. The user ID, I'm just thinking, the user ID, user role list view model. Okay, get user roles, user role controller. So we have, okay, once we click get user roles, we have a user ID here, and we send user roles. User roles has their roles, and each role, let's have a look. User role list view model. We have a user ID here. Yeah. So get user roles. Okay. So I can send my user role list view model as a here user ID must be come from my model dot first or default dot user ID, and yeah, it can be empty or not, but it is going to definitely come here. Control KD. Okay, we sent our user ID as well. Let's get back here. So we're going to send this user ID as a hidden. Anything else? Enter. I'm gonna delete this placeholder because we're going to change it later. Okay, this is the create button. I don't need it anymore. Is there anything should I add? Create. Let's say role add. Let's run the application and see what we have done here. Then we can continue if there is any changes. Okay, I'm waiting my application. User list. So let's go through with Michael. User role partials, add role to user was not found. Should I delete this symbol, or it is located in the views, so it's my fault. It must be the views, not view. Run the application one more time. user list, roles. Here we go. Role add, remove. Let's have a look at our roles. So we have member with ID 2. Let's edit, role add. Alright, let's see the problem. Return null. Interesting error message. Let's run the application. User will get user execute async get user role CSHTML. Interesting error message. This is the first time I'm receiving this kind of error message. Okay. Let's put a breakpoint here. Run the app one more time. User list. Roles. It's added. It is working, but the problem is somehow view data title. So really interesting error messages. Okay, I'm gonna delete manually for user role. Let's delete the last one. I'm gonna add one more time, and I wanna see the error messages again. I really don't know why we had this error message in the first hand. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. Yep, already done. Let's see the roles, and let's add number 2. Role add. Here we go. Request role to user 11. F10, F10. Get user roles. Get user roles, right? The action name, yeah. User role. Yeah, continue. We are moving on. Okay, get user roles. Yeah, we didn't send the user ID. Perfect. Let's delete it. That's why we're receiving error message. All we need to do is new user ID must be equal request dot user ID. So it will work now because it is requiring parameter, but we didn't send any parameter. That's why we get an error message. Let's manually delete it if it's created. Yeah, let's delete it one more time. All right. Where's my page? User list, roles. Let's add 2. Here we go. Admin and member. Perfect. It is working smoothly. What if I add one more admin? What's gonna happen? It's added again. We going to fix these errors and bugs for later while we're adding our filters, validations, everything. Now I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay, let's log out and close. Now I'm going to create another method. Let's save everything and close the pages. Close all tabs. Okay, controller, user role controller, remove role from user. All I need an ID. I'm gonna use redirect action again, which is okay. All right. User role service, delete item ID. I'm just thinking, should I? Okay, so I need a user ID as well. User ID is going to be user ID, and we can delete it. It is unnecessary option. Okay, so let's get back our remove role from user section in our view. Where is my user role? Partial. Okay, not partial, sorry. Get user roles. This is remove role from user. So we are sending ASP root ID, and also we need to send another root for user ID, and it is going to be user.id. Remove danger, perfect. Run the application and try this action method as well. Then we can finalize today's lesson. Test login, user list, roles. Let's remove it. Perfect, it is working. Okay, let's make it drop down, bring all roles here, and we can select from drop down when we can edit. Let's close everything. All we need to do is, guys, add our roles to our this action method. Let me think little bit. All I need to, let me have a look my role controller or role service. Do I any? Okay, I'm gonna add read only I generic service role list view model. Yep, role service. Let's add it to our constructor. Yep, add role to user, right? This is what we need. Okay, while var all roles role service get all items. So we have all the roles, right? So I'm just thinking if we have which role our user have. Okay, do we have user? Okay, I'm gonna add user as well. User, comma, user list view model, user create view model, user update view model, and it is going to be user service. Let's add this namespace as well. Where is the namespace? So what is this? Why I couldn't add the namespace here? It is ridiculous, mate. Okay, let's have a look for our. Okay, I add user list model 2 times here. That's the problem. Okay, let's add our user. Where is my user entity? model entity user, right? Let's copy this namespace. With using, what is the problem? Did we edit? Yeah, we already edit. Alright, so we have conflict here. This is weird. Tutorial basic models entity and what? This is user list view model. Oh my god. I hate this C#. How did I change this user to the user list view model? Alright. This is problem. I'm gonna change it. Just use. Oh my god. Really interesting. Let's copy the name here. User. Okay. So what happened to the model? This is alright. How can it be possible? Let's build the solution and it helps us to see the error messages. I'm just checking again. 0 errors. It's weird. Okay, role admin controller user role controller role user role user. It seems okay. If you get any error message, I'm not gonna check anything. If you get error messages, check this user where we used all the project, guys. Okay, let's add this parameter to our namespace. Sorry, constructor. Yep, it's done. Let's save everything. Okay, so we have all roles in our hands, and let's get the user service get item by ID, and I'm going to use request dot user ID, which is comes from our view model. Sorry, partial view. So we have our user. Okay, let's have a look. User role. Okay, let's have a look our view model first. User update view model. We have ID, email, full name. Alright, what I need is, this is not going to help me because I need the user roles. Okay, I'm not gonna use this one. Let's use get all items. First, all default ID must be equal to the request user ID. So we have a user in our hands and the user has user roles. Okay, now I'm gonna use a for each now, but before that I'm going to create a new list user role list view model. Oh, this is role list view model. Okay, I'm gonna create a role list view model. Let's say roles, and it is going to be empty. So what is the problem with this one? Okay, my fault. Let's create a for each now. Role in all roles. Yeah. If user roles any um, role ID equal, I'm just checking, user, no, it's my mistake, just role ID, user roles. So we're going to have a look our user roles. Yeah, this is user role, role ID of the user equal role dot ID. Okay, perfect. Alright guys, basically if the user role of the user has any role ID comes from all roles, okay, so it is going to be true. Let's add here. Perfect. Should I true or false? Should it be true or false? I'm just thinking. Okay, I'm gonna make it false. If it's not, if it's false, if it's not, so I'm gonna add this role to my roles. Roles dot add role. Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to add this role. I'm just thinking, by the way, this is post request. I'm gonna make this all things in the get method. So it must be in get user roles. I'm going to cut all of them. I'm gonna cut all of them. Put them all here. So we have a user ID anyway here. Okay, let's copy this section. So we have a roles in our hands. I'm just thinking this user roles. Okay, I'm gonna add these roles to a ViewBack. ViewBack roles equal to roles. Okay, let's get back our CSHTML file now. Where is my CSHTML file? We get user roles. Okay, we sent user ID, and now I'm going to send another information. Okay, ViewBacks automatically transfer to the partial, so I don't need anything. Just directly go. Let's go to the partial. Be able to receive our user roles here. Actually, why I did this? Why I'm trying to add roles here? I'm a bit confused right now. So I need a drop down. Okay, yeah, I remember everything. Okay, I'm gonna delete this input. I'm gonna switch it to the drop down. All right, let's make it a select. Yeah, and ASP items for um role ID. Where is the role ID? What's the properties? Is that ASP4? Yeah, ASP4. Select ASP4 role ID and ASP items. It is going to be a new select list. It's going to be new select list. And we need an enumerable items. I'm going to give a view back dot roles. All right. And so this is, let me go back my controller. Why we have all controller has been opened here? Okay, user role controller. Okay, we're going to have roles, role list view model. We need an ID and the name. Okay, this is going to be ID, and the second is going to be by the way, why I didn't put a bracket here? Yeah, here we go. And the second one is going to be, I need to have a look quickly my role list view model, ID and role name. Okay, the value must be the ID and the text must be the role name. Is there anything should I add? Let's close it. Is this, it should be the select. I'm just thinking, did we use any drop down? I guess I forget what I add before. User list, authenticate category, dashboard exception, product role, share it. I'm not quite sure. No. Label, input. Okay. If I remember correctly, this is normally select, but it's interesting. No. What's happening? One bracket, two bracket. Select ASP4. Okay. I'm just gonna make a quick Google. ASP.NET Core drop down tag helper. If you forget something, just make it, just Google it. Alright. Not you. Drop down. HTML tag helper drop down. Yeah, this is the select. I'm not gonna use drop down HTML helper. Let's make it. Okay, alright. It's telling me drop down list. Okay, let's say use tag helpers. All right. Yeah, I did correct. As before items. Everything is correct. Why you becoming crazy then? Okay, let's cut everything. Okay, then copy paste here. Okay, ASP4, ASP items. Okay, this is here we need to add a double quote. I guess that's why it's becoming crazy. Yeah, it's okay now. Perfect. Okay, I'm not quite sure VBAC roles it is going to be recognized automatically. Let's see if it's gonna work or not. Then we can change if it's needed. Let's add a class as well. Let's say form control drop down. Yeah. Let's run the application and let's see the results. If it's working, I'm gonna put a breakpoint and explain one more time. Okay, let's log in again. User list, roles, drop down is empty. Here we go. Yeah, it's not working. All right, I'm going to make a list which is actually let me think, it must be select list item, right? Okay, let's go back our controller. This is list role list view model. We need to create a select list. So select list is, let's get back. Let's have a look. Select list. What is what is the requirements? C# gonna make me crazy. All right, it's crazy, man. Really, it's gonna make me crazy. Okay, let's select list. Why it's not showing me the parameters? Yeah, enumerable items, right? Perfect. So we have enumerable items here. All we need to do is this is VBAC roles. It must be work here actually. Okay, should I cast it? List role list vModel. Let's cast this VBAC roles to the role list vModel and run the application. Let's see if it's going to work right now. User list roles. It's not coming. Okay, I'm gonna try to bring them here. Okay, select list. Alright, let's add this select list here then. Let's see if it's going to work or not now. Not again. I guess I understand what I'm doing. The time is almost 12 at night, so I guess I'm a little bit sleepy. So everything is correct, I think. The problem is we don't have any addable role because we already add all of them. Let's remove a member. Now, as you can see, member is here now. This is all my fault, guys. Okay, if I remove the admin, what happened? Yeah, if I remove it, I'm gonna get trouble because I'm in admin role. Let's continue. So it's going to be a problem. So I don't have any role. So it is going to be a problem. Okay, let's add 11 for 1. I need to be admin. User list. Here we go. Let's have a look this one. Admin is available role. User list. Member is available role. If I add it, there is no role to be added. Alright, it's already working, but we are focused on the drop down too much. We couldn't see what we already add on the downside. Okay, let's make this section back again. If I add just view back here, I would like to see if it's gonna work because I don't want to add extra unnecessary codes. Okay, let's log in. User list. Remove the members. It's working. Admin, it's working. Okay. What we did in the first hand is already working. Let's delete this section. Okay. You can add an if else if the VBAC roles is if it's empty. You don't want to show this section. Let's get back our role CSS_HTML. We can add a logic here. Add if VBAC dot roles equal actually I'm gonna make a count. Can I cast it or can I make it null or can I make it 0? Because the result is the dynamic. Let's cast it list role list vModel. Okay. So what is the problem? No. You. Okay. Let's put a parenthesis to all of them. If the count is 0, if it's bigger than 0, let's say, I want my user see this partial, but if it's not, I don't want them see anything else. Okay, let's run the app. User list, Michael. Let's add the member. Here we go. We don't have nothing. If I delete the member, my drop down appeared again. Let's go to user list. So it has an admin and member. Let's add. It's okay. Let's remove the admin. Let's remove it. we got problem then. Okay, once we receive both of them, it is we having a problem. So I think this is an authorized attribute, and it has to be at least one item. Link enumerator first to default. Okay, let's run the application. Get user roles. Okay, let's stop the app. I understand what the problem is. The problem comes from here, guys. So if we remove all the user roles from user role table from our database to related user, for example, in this circumstances, user ID 12, yeah. So we can't find user ID, so we are receiving an error message for this section. So in our scenario, I'm not gonna try to fix it, because in our scenario, all registered person have to be a member. So I'm going to add a logic while removing, where is my user role controller? Okay, if we're trying to remove user, we're going to get all the roles. If it's just one role, we're going to get an error message you can't delete because you have only one role left. Okay, let's add it. User get all items. Okay, let's copy this one. Get all items. Now we get the user. If user dot user roles count is equal 1, or count is user dot count is 1. So what's it means? There is only just one roles left. Is that correct? Let me think little while. User roles. Yeah, basically this is what's happening. So throw an exception. If I type here, yeah, throw just exception, new exception. We're going to give the error messages later. I'm just throwing an exception here just for now. Let's run the application. First of all, let's add 12 to user list. If we try to remove the last role, we're going to get exception, and we're going to be returned our error page. Okay, we're going to continue this section later. Perfect. Time by time, while we're creating our application, if we need another logic, we're going to add it. But for now, user role controller is completed. Let me have a look. Admin controller done. Authenticate is completed. Authenticated completed. Role controller done. User role completed. Perfect. Let's save everything. Close all tabs. Minimize everything. I'm going to finish this lesson here, guys, and wait for next video. We're going to go through with error messages, exceptions, filters, and how can I say, validations. Alright, take care of yourself. See you on next lesson. Bye bye.